You guys interested in seeing a Republican elected bigot get schooled? Enjoy this.
Rise in support of my amendment that prohibits the use of gender pronouns on professional identity elements at the Department of State, including business cards, email signatures. Regardless of what radical extremists are promulgating, there are only two genders, male and female.
I rise in opposition to this amendment. This is a radical infringement on State Department employees' freedom of speech and expression, denying individuals the ability to accurately reflect their preferred pronouns and avoid the stigma and embarrassment associated with being misgendered in a professional setting. Heaven forbid people know who they're communicating with over email when face-to-face conversations aren't possible. We'll let the Taylors and Shannons and Lindsays of the world and anyone else go misgendered for the sake of my Republican colleagues' feelings. Not to mention, I don't know how someone putting their pronouns in their email signature has anything to do with what happens to trans kids in this country and all of the misinformation that you just espoused about what gender-affirming care really is. So frankly, this amendment is an embarrassing use of this committee's time when we have so many other pressing issues to address. I'm ashamed we're even having to talk about it. I hope all of my colleagues vote against this, and I yield back.
Sometimes people use the pronouns, and that's why this is here, incorrectly. Gender is immutable. So the Mr. and Mrs. used improperly with what their natural sex would be under this rule.
So in my email signature, I, Sarah Jacobs, have she, her. Those are my pronouns. But under your amendment, this would also not be allowed.
Right.
But you just said it's only if you use the wrong pronoun, so that's not actually accurate.
Correct.
That's correct. You're absolutely correct. Thank you for that, Ms. Jacobs.
I don't even know what to do with this level of fucking stupidity anymore. You can't use your pronouns in your emails anymore because I'm a bigot that doesn't understand how any of this shit works. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Are you aware of what a fucking pronoun is? Are you aware of how many pronouns you use every time you sit in that chair and speak into that microphone? Or every time you write an email or craft a bill? Sorry, your staff crafts a bill, you don't actually do it. Are you aware of how many times a fucking pronoun gets used? And then at the end when he goes, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, she knows she's correct. She's correct that people who aren't trans and who use the correct pronouns according to you couldn't do it if this bill passes. Because you're banning all use of gender pronouns in email signature. This is what we're doing, folks. This is what your tax dollars are wasting time on. So that this old bigoted fuck can try and make sure that State Department employees don't use pronouns in email signatures.